Is it important to stay youthful in mind, body, and spirit? I believe it is. I was having a conversation with a client earlier, and we meandered off into talking about just the youthful nature and approach that you have with life, and the potential importance of it. One of my vows to my wife Elaine was to stay rooted in being fun, playful, and youthful, and not. And these are just my own words, right? And not slip into being a grumpy old man, right? In a particular part of the country where we live, in Yorkshire, there's some really fantastic people. Honestly, the Yorkshire ways of doing things are magnificent. But some of the old school sort of guys that I've met, through the years, they can get a bit grumpy. And they're characterful still. But as you can imagine, when you've lived a life, there probably are some things to be grumpy about. Who knows? But one of the things that I wanted to declare, as I was sort of solidifying, my life with Elaine was, I commit to not being that grumpy old guy, and I'll stay playful, I'll stay youthful, I'll take care of my body, my appearance, so we can enjoy as much of life together as possible without some of the abrupt interruptions. Try and control what we can, basically. I know things will happen outside of our control, but it is what it is. And we've got talking about this, client and I, he's called Rob. And one of the things he said, and he said this to me a couple of times through our relationship, over, several months that we've had. And he was talking about, I'm trying to create verbatim here exactly what he said, but it's along the lines of when, if a person allows that inner child to, inside of themselves to die, to, disappear, or to disappear, I really do think a person as a whole just becomes a lot more miserable. They're just not able to tap into the fun, excitement, and just curiosity, that a childlike energy has. And I couldn't agree more. And you see this all the time with people. And I think a lot of that can be really harnessed, with personal life, in relationships, and also in business. Curiosity is probably one of my most used and favourite, personal characteristics. Just curiosity about things and wanting to, open things up and take a look at it, and just excitement. What's in there? What new stuff is this going to teach me? And getting to know people, and what makes people tick is again one of my favourite things to do. It's one of my passions. Definitely lights up that childlike, thing inside of me. And I think when I meet people, in business, first of all, when I meet people in business and they've got that infectious energy, that's definitely the inner child in them speaking really loud about the things that they love doing. And they're in that space, or they've opted to do something, they've designed their life in such a way of where they can't help but show it externally. And not in a fake, I've got energy and I'm going to, show off and put on some sort of entertainment for you. But you can tell when it's falsified versus someone that is just, oh my God, I cannot wait to do this thing or be with these people or run this event or, get my teeth stuck into this particular thing. You can just smell it. People don't need to falsify it because it just comes out. Something changes in people's, facial expressions, the cadence, of their words, the words that they use, the speed of which things, come out. You can tell when someone's really excited versus, and I've met plenty of these other people as well, where life has just been drained from them. and everything's just a little bit hard. Everything's hard work. It takes me a long time to put, ideas together. And am I looking forward to tomorrow and repeating all this over again? Probably not. And I'm sure you've met people like that as well. And we kept looping, Rob and I, into different, compartments of life and talking about this killing, culling, whatever you want to call it, of, the inner child, and how, nurturing it, encouraging that inside of ourselves and other people just makes for a way more fulfilling life. Because if you think about this in your relationships, and you'll see people, and people turn their nose up at this, but I find it really heartwarming. I do. When I see couples that you can see they're just having fun together. They're playing, they're playful together. They've been together a long time and they've worked through, the ups and downs, and arguments are almost non-existent. There's no major disagreements that go on because things always stay playful in that place of curiosity, rather than all the playfulness has gone. There's no inner child left in either of us. And if I don't get what I want, then you can basically piss off. Along those lines. That's not the exact narration potentially for everybody, but you've definitely experienced those kinds of people. And I think there's something to be said for the people that look at relationships that have that playfulness and it makes them feel a certain way. They don't like it. Oh, look at them. Ugh. Why? What's wrong with that? Why can't you be happy for people that are able to play and have fun and laugh and joke and do all of those things just like they were doing 10, 15, 20 years ago, but they're still doing it now? What's wrong with that? And it's the same with, and that's why I made that commitment, for myself and for Elaine, so then we could have that, because that's just something that we personally value. And then if you think about that curiosity and that excitement and that childlike nature just in your personal life, how much more exciting life can be and is with it. And just think about the general mindset and the general mental approach and the inner voice of the person that has playfulness, excitement, and curiosity versus a very fixed, I don't want to move, immobile, unflexible, unflexible? You catch my drift. I am not moving. It's very rigid. There's an adult voice. Who is going to be the person that you probably want to spend more time with? And do you know what I mean? Who's going to be the best company? Who you want to going to grow old with? And have people around them that want to support them. And it was such a great conversation. It just reminded me of some of my own commitments. And I think it's worth reflecting on, at least, as a bare minimum, just reflecting on and deciding, is enough of this in my life right now? Or do I need to hit the reset button? Do I need to find, I'm doing an ENFP here. I'm going off in a few different ways because I'm excited about this topic. I like talking about stuff like this. One of the things I often say to clients, because I spend quite close, in quite close proximity, spending quite a lot of time together. And I can spot when there's this tapering of energy. And I'll say to people, when's the last time you did something fun? Remind me about that. And I'll sit back and I'll patiently wait for them to reveal. What's the last fun thing you did? What's the last fun thing you did and you had uncontrollable laughter? Or you just thought, wow, that was a great day, or that was a great thing that we went and did. Rather than having to do things, I should do this. When's the last time you went, I really want to do that? I'm really excited, to go and take a part in that. Can you feel the energy shift straight away? And they'll acknowledge pretty quickly, you're right. My life recently has been lacking fun has been lacking excitement, I'll course correct. I'll get myself back on track to making sure that the business and the life I'm creating is full of that and not void of it. I just thought I'd share that with you today. It was a really nice conversation. Maybe that encourages you to have a little bit of internal reflection and some thoughts about how you're currently approaching things, or maybe some recommitments you can make to yourself. But I think we can all get a lot more out of life if we nurture and take care of that inner child that's inside of all of us. See you soon.